Hello everyone and welcome to the 68th Australian Book Design Awards. I'm Hannah Jansen, President of the Australian Book Designers Association.
And I'm Astrid Hicks, Vice President. We are thrilled to welcome you to the ABDA 2020 digital broadcast.
In these unprecedented times, we're thankful to continue awarding the boldest, bravest and most exciting Australian book designs. We know that a broadcast can't take the place of a live event and its networking opportunities. But in this one extraordinary year and with great determination, we are thankful to showcase our best book designers online. We look forward to joining with you in person in 2021.
But before we start the awards, we'd like to welcome Yvonne Weldon to welcome us to country.
Hello, sisters and brothers. Happy Australian Book Design Association Awards 2020. My name is Eva. I am a sovereign woman. I come from Cowra, here in New South Wales. I am the elected chairperson of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, who are the culture authority under the Aboriginal Land Rights Act for the land that I am standing on. I would like to pay my respects to all elders past and present, and to all First Nations, to you and the ancestors' lands that you are on. Welcome to country is an age-old tradition. It is more than just words, it is a spiritual process for honouring the ancestors' footsteps we are all walking in, continuing the practice of many generations before us to the many generations to come. Our boundaries are written into the Earth's natural landscapes. The boundaries of the Eora are the Hawkes River in the north, the Nepean in the west, and the Georges River in the south. On behalf of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, the elders and the members, I welcome everyone to the land of the Gadigal. I acknowledge the Gadigal people and the people of the lands that you are all on, whose spirits and ancestors will always remain with these lands, our Mother Earth. Across this continent, we represent hundreds of nations, tribes and clans that have existed here for over 60,000 years. My people are the oldest living culture of the world. As we are all joined online, let us all remember and acknowledge the many warriors that created pathways for all of us, the ones recognised and the ones we've never heard of. My people have always listened and learnt from each other, the environment, animals, elements, and our ancestors. We don't live in isolation of body, culture, spirit, land and water because we are one. We need to reflect upon the footsteps we're leaving to know where we're heading, shaping a society, a country we can be proud of. In these times of this pandemic, don't let the social distance make us socially absent. We must maintain physical distancing, but not creating barriers to our social connections. Whether it's through your work or your personal networks, creating an inclusion, an acceptance, and a resilience. All of us together can bring about positive changes to multiple generations. We are in this together. As we ponder over recent times, think about the difference you are making today. Will they become the milestones of our futures? So let us all draw upon my people's spirits as we continue on our journey. May my people's spirits walk with you and guide you as we strive forward for us all. Again, on behalf of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, welcome to Gadigal land. This always was, always will be, Aboriginal land. Thank you. And in terms of storytelling and reading books and sharing the knowledge, my people have orally passed down our stories. They aren't myths, they are this land's history and our history of many of the ancestors and the groundbreaking people that have made so much more to this country that maybe aren't necessarily reflected upon in written words, but certainly in our oral traditions. Storytelling is an important part of keeping the lives and the learnt lessons of so many before us to make sure that we can make so much of a difference into the future. because if we don't actually understand what has taken place in the past, we won't be able to know where we are heading to for our futures, and that is our collective futures. For me, storytelling and writing and reading is an important part of my everyday life. It certainly is an important part of my children and now my grandson. My grandson has been read to since he was a baby, and he loves books. He loves looking at the covers of those books. So you as designers play an important role in my grandchild's life, in all children's lives, in all of our lives. But that sharing and that constant connection of your ideas, our ideas on how we understand the storytelling, whether that be through the images or through the words, it is an important part of all of our creativity, but certainly an important part of our connection, no matter what walks of life that we come from. So thank you, have a wonderful awards, and congratulations to everyone that contributes to an important part in every aspect of our lives. So thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. We'd like to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the year that was in the Australian book design community.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of the country on which we meet today, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and recognise their continuing connection to the land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. When we started our term as President and Vice President in 2019, no one paused to consider the future.
While the pandemic has affected everyone in the industry and the Australian publishing industry, book creatives have been quietly tightening their belts as they face loss of income through rescheduled deadlines, reduced publishing lists and diminished in-house hours. At the same time, the community at large has turned to books and reading as a means of coping with confined periods. So now, more than ever, publishers are relying heavily on the cover design to connect with audiences and sell books online.
So we refocused our plans, and here we are. We have loved collaborating with our award partners to bring to you a number of special touches that bring that ABDA spirit of celebration to you this year. Our guest foodies who have created party boxes in Sydney and Melbourne.
Our designers and illustrators who have created the snail mail party packs.
And our 2019 emerging designer, Jessica Horrocks, who toiled over the spectacular awards catalogue.
And our clever awards team who created the awards video. For the awards themselves this year, we had an extraordinary group of creative individuals pore over each entry, assessing its merit and providing us with eloquent, in-depth feedback of each of the shortlisted books. Our enormous thanks go to our judges, Davina Bell, Chris Crouch, Suzanne Dean, Trisha Garner, Jessica Horrocks, Olga Alice Lindstrom, Becky Orpin and Michael Williams. The Australian Book Design Awards continue to evolve and innovate in keeping with the publishing industry each year. This year we've introduced 3 new awards after much discussion with the book design community. The Best Designed Children's Non-Fiction Illustrated Book, Best Student Design and Designer's Choice Children's/Young Adult Cover of the Year.
In the past few years, there has been a heartening increase in high-quality non-fiction illustrated books for children. We were delighted to see so many entries for the awards debut. For our call for entries for the new student design category yielded an impressive collection of submissions. We are very excited for the future of Australian book design.
In 2020, we launched a new individual membership category, Friends of ABDA. This sits alongside our existing professional, individual, student and company memberships. Our new membership category was created to embrace relationships that we have with our fellow professional book collaborators, including publishers, editors, authors, production, marketers, and as well as the wider creative community. And although we cannot be together in person in 2020, ABDA is still here to support, engage, and chat with our community to contribute its voice to wider discussions.
We'd like to take this opportunity to recognise the support and dedication of our fellow committee members, Andy Warren, Treasurer, Pooja Desai, Secretary, Phil Campbell, Jessica Horrocks, Michelle McIntosh, Emily O'Neill and Nayo Parr, as well as our support team Fiona Holton and Stacey Gentlecore, without whom ABDA could not have weathered the storm that 2020 brought. A huge thank you to you all. You're all amazing.
Amazing, amazing.
Lastly, I'd like to thank this amazing woman here, Astrid, for her boundless leadership, encouragement, friendship, and for the constant support that she's brought to me and all of our ABDA this year. With no task too great or too small, she has been there with passion and drive at every turn. Many would be unaware of the time and effort that is required to maintain ABDA. Thank you for the seen and the unseen tasks, the copywriting, resident web developer, and EDM ninja. It has been my greatest pleasure to work alongside you this year. Dear friend, my deepest thanks for your incredible contribution and support.
Equally, I would like to thank this legend who, from day one as president, has coolly and calmly navigated us through seemingly endless trials, whether it's background administration and committee guidance or the front and centre issues like leading our pandemic response. Hannah has been nothing short of amazing, and all the time she has maintained a real focus on making sure systems and processes are being placed to guarantee ABDA's future success, and it has been a real honour to serve as your Vice President. As with every year, ABDA is as an association, and our awards would not be possible without generous sponsors. And this year, more than ever, we thank them for their continued unwavering support. And we're proud of our industry partners, and we're thrilled to be able to have them included in our broadcast this evening.
It is with great pleasure that we are able to present the Australian Book Design Awards, where we honour wonderful books and the creative people who design and package them. We're about to commence the awards. Are you ready?
Quick, pour your drink and grab your snacks.
And don't forget to tag us in your viewing party snaps. Hashtag ABDA 2020 Awards.
Happy ABDAs, everybody!
Good evening, everyone, and happy ABDA 2020. I'm Justin Ratcliffe, Publishing Director at Penguin Random House Australia. We are sponsors of ABDA. Tonight, I am delighted to announce the shortlisted entries for Best Designed Children's Illustrated Book category. And the shortlisted entrants are There's a Skeleton Inside You, designed by Julian Frost and published by Allen & Unwin. I See, designed by Robert Henderson and published by Allen & Unwin. Lyrebird, designed by Philip Bunting and published by Omnibus Books, an imprint of Scholastic Australia. Lights Out Leonard, designed by Marina Messia and published by Puffin, an imprint of Penguin Random House Australia. And Lottie and Walter, designed by Anna Warco and Bruno Herfest and published by Puffin, an imprint of Penguin Random House Australia. And the winner for Best Designed Children's Illustrated Book category is... Skeleton Inside You, designed by Julian Frost, published by Allen & Unwin.
Really? What the heck? Oh, gee whiz. Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much. Gosh. Phew. Now I feel like I've gotten an extra half an hour's sleep. That takes me up to 3.5. That's awesome. The main thank you, has to go to Idan, my friend with whom I made the book. The process was kind of, was both of us working together on all elements of it. And he's the guy with the science background as well. I mean, I know how to use Photoshop, and that's about it. So, it wouldn't have the content it did if it wasn't for him. So, my background is in interactive design rather than book design. So, there's a lot that I don't know about how books are usually made, and this, maybe there's some kind of weaknesses in that, but maybe there's some strengths as well. Because I think I probably approached this book almost as though it was an app rather than a book. Like it's as interactive as we could make it. It's really wonderful to see kids kind of playing with the book, not just kind of looking at it as though it's a window into another world, but the book is a tool itself to learn, in this case, about hands, about anatomy, about what the heck is actually inside your body, the fact that there is this kind of monster inside you that helps you do stuff. I'm really happy that we're able to find kind of subject matter in a way, in a vocabulary, visual vocabulary or vocabularies enough to to take kids on this kind of strange interactive journey, and the fact that kids like it, and obviously you guys like it, is just a wonderful honour.
Cheery hi everyone, and happy ABDA 2020. I'm Michelle McIntosh from the Australian Book Designers Association, and I hope you're all having a wonderful night. Tonight I am delighted to announce the shortlist entries for the Best Children's Non-Fiction Illustrated Book category. The shortlisted entries are Explore Your World, Weird, Wild and Amazing by Tim Flannery, designed by Pooja Desai and Christy Lund-White, published by Hardy Grant Egmont. Love Your Body by Jessica Sanders, designed by Stephanie Spartels, Studio Spartels, published by 5 Mile. Summertime by Antonia Pacenti and Hilary Bell, designed by Antonia Pacenti, published by New South Publishing. The Illustrated Encyclopedia of Ugly Animals by Sammy Bailey, designed by Daniel New and Astrid Hicks Design Cherry, published by Hachette Australia. Welcome to Your Period by Yumi Steins and Dr. Melissa Kang, designed by Pooja Desai and Christy Lund-White, published by Hardy Grant Egmont. You Can Change the World by Lucy Bell, designed by Astrid Hicks Design Cherry and Alyssa Clapham, published by Pantera Press. And the winner for the Best Designed Children's Non-Fiction Illustrated Book category is The Illustrated Encyclopedia of Ugly Animals by Sammy Bailey, designed by Daniel New and Astrid Hicks Design Cherry, published by Hachette Australia.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't expect that. Cool, that's amazing. Yay! Well, congratulations to you, Astrid.
Well, thank you very much.
I feel like I did the fast bit. You did the real hard. You went the hard yards there on internals, and did an amazing job actually.
I think it's a really good collaboration. We worked really well together.
Yeah. No, I mean, but I love this book because it's got. I mean, it's funny, but it's also just full of information. I think you did an amazing job actually. So, congrats to you.
Thank you very much. Yay, we're winners!
Yay. Yeah, I mean, just they're such great illustrations, I think, and such a worthy project, really.
Yay, thank you. Thank you so much, ABDA, and thank you so much to the judges. This is amazing. And congratulations to Daniel. Very well done. Beautiful collaboration, if I do say so myself. And thank you to the Hachette Kids team, to Jean Marie and to Bridget for sending me the brief and being a dream to work with. And thank you so much to Sammy for the book in the first place, that her beautiful illustrations and her concept, I don't think would have been possible to make this book without her amazing talent. So congratulations to Sammy as well. And this book was just such a dream to work on. I love the natural world and I love kids nonfiction, so it was just one of those projects that come in and you go, oh, this is it. This is just the best book. So I think that about most of my books. But anyway, I'm very, very lucky for who I get to work with. So congratulations and thank you again. Hooray!
Hi everyone and happy ABDA 2020 wherever you are around the country during these difficult and interesting times. I'm Mark Campbell and I'm the Head of Design at HarperCollins Publishers Australia and New Zealand. We publish and design books across a wide range of genres, from literary and commercial fiction and non-fiction titles to young adult fiction, kids series, picture books and a selection of illustrated titles too. Great design is fundamental to everything we do here at HarperCollins, as it has the power to educate, to inspire, to transport you to a world beyond your own. And I guess that's never been more true or more needed than at this point in time in the world. ABDA itself will always hold a special place in my heart, having been on the committee for 4 years, and that's why I'm thrilled that HarperCollins are able to continue supporting the great work that they do for book designers right around the country, like this virtual award ceremony, through the sponsorship of the following category. Here's the shortlisted entries for the Best Designed Children's Fiction Book category. Running with Horses, designed by Tony Palmer, published by Puffin, an imprint of Penguin Random House Australia. The Brilliant Ideas of Lily Green, designed by Pooja Desai, published by Heidi Grant Egmont. The Dog Runner, designed by Joanna Hunt, published by Allen and Unwin. The Sound of the Dark, designed by Regine Arbos, published by 100 Story Building. And the winner of the Best Designed Children's Fiction Book category is Running with Horses, designed by Tony Palmer, and an imprint of Penguin Random House Australia.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to do that in this interview. Well, thank you for telling me that. Book design, and this is my 35th year of doing it. I got my first job in the mid '80s, and more I've become far more interested, not so much in the output, let's say the appearance of the design, the design itself, the thing that you're actually talking about, which is this. But I've actually become more interested in actually what's going on in the minds of a designer, the cognition of design. And that to me has become just so much more interesting. In this particular case, the editor, Amy Thomas, was involved in the reformulation of the books. Amy then came to me and we talked about all of that and said, look, it needs to have a completely different look about it, and it's not a children's. So I really deeply admire the work of editors and how they work with designers. And when that clicks, you actually get a great result when that really works. It doesn't always work, like in a long history of this, sometimes that just doesn't quite come together for a range of different reasons. But in this case, the work of Amy with this work and how she briefed me and how we worked along together in that was pivotal. Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Jess Horrocks from the ABDA Committee, and tonight I'm pleased to announce the shortlisted entries for the Best Designed Young Adult Cover category. The shortlisted entrants are How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Glasgow, designed by Alison Colpoys and published by HarperCollins Publishers Australia. It Sounded Better in My Head by Nina Kenwood, designed by Imogen Stubbs and published by Text Publishing. The Man in the Water by David Burton, designed by Astrid Hicks Design Cherry and published by University of Queensland Press. The Surprising Power of a Good Dumpling by Wei Chim, designed by Romina Edwards and published by Allen and Unwin. This Is How We Change the Ending by Vicky Wakefield, designed by Imogen Stubbs and published by Text Publishing. And the winner for the Best Designed Young Adult Cover category is How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Glasgow, designed by Alison Colpoys and published by HarperCollins Publishers Australia.
Oh, whoa, okay. Oh, thank you. I didn't know that was going to happen. Oh, thanks very much for letting me know. That's really exciting. Mark Campbell at HarperCollins, he briefed me to make the cover typographic because I designed Kathleen's previous book cover for them, and that was largely typographic, so they wanted it to sit with that but at the same time be its own thing. And the book is about it's pretty heartbreaking. It's about grief and loss and how the young character navigates her new sort of space without her mother. And then how she makes friends with the dark. So, and even though it is really heartbreaking, very moody book, which I wanted to make in the cover, it also is about resilience and how light can come in. So that sort of was really evocative to me, that line, and I really wanted to play with like light and shadow somehow, but at the same time wanted it to feel a bit cosmic, because there is light at the end of the tunnel, and she does, you know, she's a really strong character, and it is really beautiful as well. So that's why I tried to make the type out of stars, and yeah, that was the plan anyway. So hopefully it came across, yeah.
Hello everyone, and my name is Jess Harris, and I'm here presenting on behalf of the Jackie Winter Group. For those of you who don't know us, the Jackie Winter Group is an illustration representation and production agency who exists to elevate the careers of the artists on our roster, as well as undertaking a load of projects to nurture and give back to the creative community, both here and in the US. We are thrilled to be sponsoring these awards and have been proud supporters of ABDA for many years. So thank you so much for having us and organising this virtual award ceremony. And of course, a huge enthusiastic congratulations to all the entrants in this year's awards. Your ingenuity astounds us, and we are so in awe of time, skill and care that goes into every decision of your design process. I'm thrilled to announce the shortlisted entries for the Best Designed Children's Young Adult Series category. The shortlisted entrants are Hive and Rogue, designed by Astrid Hicks, Design Cherry, published by Pan Australia, an imprint of Pan Macmillan Australia. Lento and Fox, My Book Not Yours and My Pet Not Yours, designed by Ben Sanders, published by Hachette Australia. Shout Out to the Girls, High Five to the Boys and Stand Up for the Future, designed by Astrid Hicks, Design Cherry, published by Penguin Random House Australia. The Lift the Fact series, The Museum, the Zoo and the Aquarium, designed by Andy Warren and Nikki Horan, published by 5 Mile. And the winner for the Best Designed Children's Young Adult Series category is Lento and Fox, My Book Not Yours and My Pet Not Yours, designed by Ben Sanders, published by...
No way. Are you serious? Oh, thank you so much. I'm pretty shocked actually, because I know that there was a lot of good titles. I checked them out when I saw them in the shortlist. I thought, what an amazing spread of design work that's in there, and I'm shocked that I've managed to come out on top. I don't know what's wrong with the judges, but there you go. Thank you very much. Well, I'd really like to say thank you to Hachette and Lothian Children's Books, specifically to Jean Marie Morrison, who was very happy to take me on as author, illustrator, as well as book designer. Designing my own books is something that I think is a bit special, and it's very nice to be able to be trusted to do that. So I know every single inch of the books that I've been working on, and it can be stressful to have all those roles, but it's also it makes it harmonious, which is, it's just nice to be trusted to be able to do that, and to win this today it's an honour actually. I'm genuinely shocked.
and welcome to ABDA Book Design Awards 2020. My name is Andrew Egan from Egan's Asset Management and Wise Office Furniture. I'm delighted tonight to be announcing the shortlist for the Best Design Educational Secondary Book category. And the shortlist entrants are Biology for Queensland, designed by Nini Herianto, published by Oxford University Press, Australia and New Zealand. Pearson Humanities Victoria 7, designed by Jennifer Johnson and Anne Donald, published by Pearson Australia. Welcome to Country, Youth Edition, designed by Blake Douglas and Kerry Cook, published by Hardy Grant Travel. And the winner of the Best Design Educational Secondary Book category is Biology for Queensland, designed by Nini Herianto, published by Oxford University Press, Australia and New Zealand.
What? I did not expect that. Thank you. I don't know how to react now. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really, really unexpected. And yeah, very, very honored. Textbook has this sort of reputation of being boring and old-fashioned. And I wanted that to be different for this book series. I want it to be nice to look at, aside from being informative. So yeah, I think part of what helps is these images that the Oxford permission team sourced for us. They are incredibly vivid, beautiful images, from images of nature for biology to all this microscopic detail for chemistry. So I think images for this book really played a big part in the design as well. I'm always conscious that we need to appeal to both the adult teacher, but also the teenagers who will be using these books. And I think, especially teenagers these days, they are so visually sophisticated. Just they see so many different visual images online. And I think it's really important that we engage them through the books that they'll be using. So yeah, even a lot of the internal layout, I've kept them clean, and I didn't want to have any any frivolous decoration or design, because that sort of takes away from that clarity, I guess, of the design.
Hi everyone, and happy ABDA 2020. I'm Ben Hunter, the Fiction Category Manager at Booktopia. This is my cat Lola. Tonight it's my pleasure to announce the shortlisted entries for the Best Designed Commercial Fiction Cover. The shortlisted entrants are How to Be Second Best, designed by Hazel Lamb, published by HarperCollins Publishers Australia. The Nancys, designed by Alyssa Dinalo, published by Allen and Unwin. The Sea and Us, designed by Josh Durham, designed by Committee, published by Transit Lounge. The Van Antfeld Girls Are Gone, designed by Mark Campbell, published by Fourth Estate, and imprint of HarperCollins Publishers. Well-Behaved Women, designed by Deborah Bilson, published by Margaret River Press. And the winner of Best Designed Commercial Fiction Cover is... The Van Antfeld Girls Are Gone, designed by Mark Campbell, published by Fourth Estate, and imprint of HarperCollins Publishers.
What? No, you're joking, right? Really? No, is this, are you serious? Oh, God. Wow. Well, I feel like I didn't see that coming, and I probably should have seen that coming. I don't know why. Yeah, well, that's huge. I kind of think that I didn't think this, or not that I didn't think it would have any chance in this category, but I think there were so many amazing other covers in there and amazing designers that kind of, I think like the concept seemed a lot, more maybe extravagant. I feel like it was a very nuanced kind of design, this one. And it was quite minimal and simple, but I tried to do some really interesting things with the hair kind of going over the type and kind of playing with that sort of stuff. So, but I still didn't think it was kind of something that would be noticed or that would be noticed anyway. I should have thought more of designers, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'm just trying to think of kind of what else to say. I should thank Felicity for an amazing story, which I instantly, when I first heard about the book, I was like, I'm doing that one. That is so interesting. It's like Picnic at Hanging Rock meets Jasper Jones. I was like, I'm there. And I should thank the publisher, Catherine, who I think is speaking tonight in a different award, announcing some things. She's a genius. She's a head of fiction. She published Voice Wars Universe. She published Lost Flowers of Alice Hart. She loves great design work, and she let me kind of go nuts on this one. So yeah, that's they're the people I really have to thank, and that's very exciting. Thanks.
Hello everyone, I'm Ben Ball, the Publishing Director of Scribner Australia, an imprint of Simon & Schuster. I'm delighted to be here virtually to announce the winner of this year's Best Designed Literary Fiction cover. Sponsoring this award is a new association for us, which is no surprise. We're quite new in Australia ourselves, but the history of the Scribner imprint goes back over 150 years. And so our respect for cover design is very old indeed. Scribner developed alongside the concept of modern book design. When we published Edith Wharton's books, we were still in the age of embossed cloth tomes, but many of you will be able to call to mind the original Scribner designs for The Great Gatsby, Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises, and then more recently Don DeLillo's Underworld, Annie Proulx's The Shipping News, Miranda July's No One Belongs Here More Than You. Those are all international covers, but book design, especially for literary fiction, is often an intriguingly national art form. The American sensibility is different from the British sensibility, and that's different again from here. You can't judge a book by its cover, of course, but you can get a feel for it. The cover tries to communicate something of the texture of the experience, the energy, the attitude, and locate the book with respect to the culture it's being published into. And I really think Australian literary fiction cover design particularly is in an exceptional place. Often the covers are works of art in themselves. This shortlist, I'm pleased to say, includes some of the very best designers in the business. The shortlisted entrants are Death of a Typographer, designed by Stephen Banham, published by Arcadia, an imprint of Australian Scholarly Publishing. The Death of Murat Idrissi, designed by Daniel New, published by Scribe Publications. The Glad Shout, designed by Jenny Grieve, published by Fern Press. The Pillars, designed by Josh Durham, designed by Committee, published by Hachette Australia. And the winner of the Best Designed Literary Fiction category is The Death of Murat Idrissi, designed by Daniel New, published by Scribe Publications.
Oh, you're supposed to tell me that now? Is that, oh, yay. Wow, that's cool. Good. Yay. I mean, it's nice to do a bit of literary fiction actually, because I don't often do pictorial books, so it's fun to do some covers. And it's quite a different process because it's sort of more, you read the book and it's a bit more of an intellectual process really. So I enjoy that. It was just a bit of a joy really because our Colps, Alison Colpoys, was art director on it, so she commissioned me, and she is the loveliest. And Tommy Ringer's a great author. So I read the book and I mean, maybe it's a spoiler alert, but I just wanted, it's a really literal interpretation of what happens in the book. And you sort of wouldn't know that until you read it. So maybe that's just, so I enjoyed that. I've been drawing a lot of ink drawings lately anyway, so I find that a really immediate way to get ideas down. So it's really pleasing that I was able to do a drawing for it, really. What else? Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty serious little book, actually, so we had to sort of straddle something that carried the weight of the book that didn't scare you off too, that sort of drew you in a little bit. So that's what we tried to do, I think.
Hello everyone, happy ABDA 2020. I'm Catherine Milne, publisher and head of fiction at HarperCollins, and I am also the publisher lucky enough to have published The Lost Flowers of Alice Hart by Holly Ringland, cover design by Hazel Lamb, which won the cover of the year at the ABDAs last year. So I know all about the power of a good cover and good design to sell and communicate a book. So I am totally chuffed to be here tonight to announce the shortlisted entrants for the Best Designed Autobiography, Biography, Memoir, Non-Fiction cover category. And the shortlisted entrants are Shame on Me, An Anatomy of Race and Belonging, designed by Alison Colpoys, published by Scribe Publications. Stop Being Reasonable, designed by Josh Durham, designed by Committee, published by New South Publishing. The Thinking Woman, designed by Sandy Cull, published by New South Publications. And the winner is... The Thinking Woman, designed by Sandy Cull, published by New South Publications.
Oh, true story? Oh, that's crazy. Oh my God. Oh, well, it's really all Katrine de Blauer's fault. She's amazing. Really? All right. Oh, that's great. Oh gosh. I'm very happy with this cover, but I didn't expect that. Oh! Oh gosh, okay. So, wow, that's lovely. The book is giving voice to contemporary philosopher women who in history have not, well, in history the female voice has not really been heard. So this is quite a groundbreaking book in that Julian Van Loon is given them a voice. And even this collage is cut through from vintage clippings, but it's still quite elegant. And I felt I used it mainly because it's a little bit like a reveal of women thinkers. But there's all that whole thing about not cutting women's heads off covers. But I felt this was quite a powerful, with the red and the paint. It just, actually there was a couple of Katrines that I put forward for this concept and they chose this one. So I'm just so excited that Katrine's work has been, I've seen her work on other covers actually, but this felt really perfect for this title. So yeah. Oh!
Hello everyone and happy ABDA 2020.
My name is Lorraine Vaughan and I'm from the School of Design at RMIT University. It's a real honour for us to be able to sponsor these awards yet again this year because publication design is a really important part of what we teach in the school, whether it's our undergraduate programs, our Master of Communication Design, or some really great practitioners undertaking PhDs with us as well. Tonight, I'm delighted to announce the shortlisted entries for the Best Design Non-Fiction Book, including scholarly and reference. The shortlisted entrants are Me Too, Stories from the Australian Movement, designed by Deborah Bilson, published by Picador Australia. Capturing Nature, Early Scientific Photography at the Australian Museum, 1857 to 1893, designed by Pfister and Freeman, published by New South Publishing. Curveballs, designed by Darren Holt, published by HarperCollins, Publishers Australia. Less Stuff, designed by Nyao Pa, Heidi Grant Books. Neuroscience of Mindfulness, designed by Darren Holt, HarperCollins Publishers, Australia. And the winner for the Best Design Non-Fiction Book, including scholarly and reference category, is Me Too, Stories from the Australian Movement, designed by Deborah Bilson, published by Picador Australia.
That's exciting. Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to, this is the book, if anyone's wondering about which. I'd like to thank Matilda Imler from Picador for giving me the project. Actually, I'm afraid to admit it was a really easy one, so that's a bit... I know a lot of people, when they have a long tail of woe and stuff, but this was one of the designs in the first round, and it didn't really change except for, trying to stick a quote in there, which... but I think it went along really easily because it just sort of worked. So, yeah, so that's really exciting. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, and congratulations to all the nominees for ABDA 2020. I'm Andrew from 1010 Printing, and it's such a shame that we're not able to celebrate with you in person. We send you our sympathy and best wishes to all our friends in the trade who may have suffered over the last few months. 1010 Printing now has over 15 years of experience in the book printing industry. Firstly with our flagship China plant, and now through our continuing expansion in Asia. Acquiring our own facilities, both in Singapore and more recently in Malaysia, enables 1010 to allow the free exchange of ideas and creativity, which can be stifled by censorship. As we continue to go international, we strive to excel in what we do best, to produce beautiful books for you and leave a positive footprint in the publishing industry. Now that's enough of my waffle, so let's get to the main event. Here are the shortlisted entries for the Best Design Series, including Classics category. The shortlisted entrants are J.M. Coetzee Backlist, designed by W.H. Chong and published by Text Publishing. Secondly, Pocket Precinct Series, designed by Michelle McIntosh and published by Hardy Grant Travel. And finally, the Local Series, designed by EVO, EVO Studio and published by Smith Street Books. And the winner for the Best Design Series, including Classics category, is Pocket Precinct Series, designed by Michelle McIntosh and published by Hardy Grant Travel.
What? That's so exciting! Thank you so much. I'm gonna do like, yay! So many of them. They sit on my desk because I love them so much. That's so amazing. Thank you. I feel a little bit teary. When you write books and you design them and you draw them, there's nothing better than something like this happening because it's so personal. So the Pocket Precincts book started because my husband and I had written a really big book on Tokyo called Tokyo Precincts, but a lot of people kept coming up to us and asking if there was a way that the books could be in a smaller format so people could take them on holidays with them. So we went to the publisher, Melissa Kaiser at Hardy Grant Travel, and spoke to her about making the series into a smaller version of itself, and she was wonderful and said yes, and we made Kyoto, which was the first Pocket Precincts book, and it's been just wonderful to see this little series, all of the books, and I think there's, just looking at them next to me, I think there's about 15 of them now, just in stores as a little set, and for me to be able to illustrate the books was really, really special too. So it's personal because 3 of the books I've co-written, and the team at Hardy Grant Travel, especially Megan Cuthbert and Melissa Kaiser and our wonderful typesetter Megan Ellis, and all the editors and everybody have just made it a really wonderful process. So I feel so thrilled that it's that it's won something, and that it's they're just out there in the world as this beautiful little set. So thanks, ABDA.
Hello everyone, and happy Australian Book Design Awards 2020. We are Anna and Teresa Del Castillo from Tafita Paper Embossing.
Our company is a unique Australian family business located in the southeast as well. We add quality and enhance the surface of paper and board with any of our 33 textures. This brings an extra sensation when handling paper or board, even when you read a book. When you handle it, when you feel the texture on the cover, it's like you are reading with your hands.
Tonight we are delighted to announce the entries for the Best Designed Independent Book category. The shortlisted entrants are An Unreliable Guide to Jewellery, designed by Zigga Teston and Kim Mum Hansen, and published by RMIT Design Hub Gallery. I Was There, designed by Ana Paula Estrada, self-published. Mother, designed by Emily O'Neill and published by Camilla Australia. And On Bones, designed by Stuart Geddes, published by Broken Valley Arts.
And the winner of the Best Design Independent Book category is
An Unreliable Guide to Jewellery, designed by Zigga Teston and Kim Mum Hansen, and published by RMIT Design Hub.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's awesome. Excellent. Thank you. Oh, that's great news.
Yeah.
It's a shame Kim is not here, but she's quite shy and prefers not to do public talking too much unless she accidentally drops in. But I'll let her know as soon as possible. That's excellent. Well, it's really lovely that it's really nice that this is the book that won from the ones that I've submitted, because I think rarely enough with this book, almost everybody involved was very happy with it, which is not always the case with a design commission. Sometimes they go on for a long time and books take a long time to make, and at the end, really often we feel that we've launched more of a corpse than launched a new book. Like, it's just so you're over it so much. But this one happened really very quickly, and everybody liked the process, and there was really like almost no hiccups. I think I worked with Kim on a big project for the first time with this one as well, and it was I think maybe that shows in the book as well that everybody really quite enjoyed working on it. The artist was really involved, and she was really happy to work with us and follow our ideas. So I think that really comes true in a project, it seems. That's why I'm really quite excited that it's this one.
Everyone, and happy ABDA 2020. My name's Casey Collins and I'm from Hardy Grant Books. Hardy Grant Books has always believed that design has the power to elevate and enhance a reader's experience. Whether it's a small book of quotes or an elaborately designed cookbook, the right design can help complete the storytelling. This is why I'm so pleased to be here today to announce the shortlisted entrants for the best designed, fully illustrated book under $50. The shortlisted entrants are Cornelia Parker, designed by Claire Orrell and published by the Museum of Contemporary Art Australia. Darren Sylvester, Carve a Future, Devour Everything, Become Something, designed by Dirk Hiscock and published by the National Gallery of Victoria. Rosalind Piggott, I Sense You, But I Cannot See You, designed by Dirk Hiscock and published by the National Gallery of Victoria. The Centre, on Art and Urbanism in China, designed by Stuart Geddes, Kim Mum Hansen and Digga Teston, published by the National Gallery of Victoria. And the winner for Best Designed Fully Illustrated Book under $50 is Darren Sylvester, Carve a Future, Devour Everything, Become Something, designed by Dirk Hiscock and published by the National Gallery of Victoria.
Hello everyone, and happy Australian Book Design Association Awards for 2020. I'm Carolyn from the Australian Book Connection. We're Australia's leading print producer of premium illustrated and photographic books and high quality merchandise. Our clients are galleries, libraries, museums, corporate and private organisations throughout Australia and New Zealand. Proud to support the Australian Book Designers Association, we congratulate all award nominees and winners for their outstanding work and great contribution to our industry. Tonight, I'm delighted to announce the shortlisted entries for the Best Designed, Fully Illustrated Book over $50 category. The shortlist entries are Iconic, designed by EVO Studio and published by Murdoch Books. Janet Lawrence, After Nature, designed by Claire Orrell and published by Museum of Contemporary Art Australia. Cause, Companionship in the Age of Loneliness, designed by Dirk Hiscock and published by the National Gallery of Victoria. Step into Paradise, designed by Daniel New and published by Thames and Hudson Australia. The Light Fades But the Gods Remain, designed by Daniel New and published by Thames and Hudson Australia. And the winner for the Best Designed Fully Illustrated Book over $50 category is Janet Lawrence, After Nature, designed by Claire Orell and published by Museum of Contemporary Art, Australia.
Oh, really? Really? That's amazing. Thank you. That's really great. Thanks so much. Sure. Well, it was a really great book to work on because I actually got to go to Janet Lawrence's studio, which is really phenomenal because it's like walking into one of her artworks. It's just got, you know, bits everywhere, like scientific things, you know, bits of moss, everything. It's amazing. So having visited her studio, I was feeling pretty inspired, and meeting her as well and talking to her about her work and sort of getting to know all about her work. So yeah, that was definitely really inspiring. And then I guess the main concept of the book was the grid that came from some of her artwork. So that was quite fun, trying to think of ways to explore that device throughout the book. And so that was kind of my main sort of concept that held it all together. So yeah, the people involved, Janet Lawrence was absolutely amazing to work closely with her, and Rachel Kent, the curator, and Stephanie Balangeri, the curatorial assistant, worked really closely with me on it as well. So yeah, all of those people.
Hello everyone, and happy ABDA's 2020. I hope you're all enjoying the awards tonight from wherever you are. I'm Emily O'Neill from the Australian Book Designers Association, and tonight I'm delighted to be presenting the shortlisted entries for the Best Designed Cookbook category. The shortlisted entrants are Baltic by Simon Bajada, designed by Andy Warren and published by Hardy Grant Books. Isla's Food of the Spanish Islands by Emma Warren, designed by Evie O, Susan Lee and Rosie Whelan, Evie O Studio, and published by Smith Street Books. Street Food Vietnam by Jerry Mai, designed by Evie O Studio, and published by Smith Street Books. And The Whole Fish Cookbook by Josh Nyland, designed by Daniel New and published by Hardy Grant Books. And the winner for the Best Designed Cookbook category is Baltic by Simon Bajada, designed by Andy Warren and published by Hardy Grant Books.
Yay! Thank you so much. I'm thrilled. Thank you. Thank you, ABDA. Yes, I would love to shout out to the team at Hardy Grant Books who allowed me to be quite brave with this, particularly with that cover. It's not very often that a publisher welcomes some blind embossing. Big ups to Simon Bajada, who is just a legend, who wrote, photographed and styled all the photos in this book. It was quite inspirational to work with that content. And yeah, just big thank you to everyone at ABDA and everyone at Hardy Grant. And yeah, thanks guys.
Hi everyone, it's great to be almost at ABDA 2020. I'm Felix Oppen from Taliqua Press. Taliqua Press is a small independent publisher in Sydney, and we love the multi-sensory experience of printed things, especially books. We also believe strongly in design education and have been teaching and mentoring young designers from the Sydney design schools for a number of years. When we heard that there was to be a Best Student Design category at these awards, we thought it only natural that we become a sponsor. Awards such as this are crucial in the fostering of interest in and raising the standard of book design within education. After all, from where will the next generation of books designers appear? but from our design schools. So tonight, I'm proud to announce the shortlisted entries for the award in the category Best Student Design. These are 4 fabulous designs by 4 wonderful designers, and a shameless plug. Read our interviews with them online at our design magazine, ligaturejournal.com. Anyway, the shortlisted entrants are Howell's Moving Castle, designed by Romney Watts, completed at Shillington Education. 1984, designed by Laura Tournier, completed at Shillington Education. Only Lovers Left Alive, designed by Tara Cosgrove Perry, completed at Shillington Education. The Girls, designed by Molly Keane, completed at Shillington Education. Congrats to you all. This is a real achievement. And the winner for the award for Best Student Design is The Girls, designed by Molly Keane, completed at Shillington Education.
What? Oh my God. I had no idea that's what you were calling me. Oh my God, cool. I'm so embarrassed that this reaction is being recorded. Okay. Cool. Oh, I'm so excited. I've never won like anything. So The Girls is a book about this 14-year-old girl who gets involved in a Manson-style cult in the summer of '69. A really central theme is loss, loss of innocence, loss of youth, loss of time, loss of a summer, obviously. And so I was trying to think of a symbol that could kind of capture that that theme, that feeling, and a melted popsicle just really seemed like the perfect thing for that. First of all, it is the one thing that is completely impossible to get back. If you drop it and it melts, like there's no retrieving it, and that is like time, which is sort of dark but true. And so, and then in terms of color, it needed to have like a bit of a darker mood. So instead of that traditional like pop of a cherry red, like very fun, I wanted to go with something a little bit bloodier, just a hint of violence. So then visually, it becomes this kind of like Rorschach test between nostalgia and something much more sinister.
We'd like to pause tonight's proceedings to remember Deborah Brash. An APA Hall of Fame inductee, Deb was art director at Penguin Australia for almost a decade, helping to shape the careers of many young book designers.
Deb was also a pivotal founding member of ABDA, acting as our administrator during our fledgling year. Deb will be missed and forever remembered in the Australian publishing industry.
Here to announce the Emerging Designer of the Year award is Justin Ratcliffe from Penguin Random House Australia.
Hello everyone and happy ABDA 2020. I'm Justin Ratcliffe, Publishing Director at Penguin Random House Australia, and we're very proud to be sponsors of the ABDA Awards. Tonight I am delighted to announce the shortlisted entries for the Emerging Designer of the Year category. And the shortlisted entrants are Akiko Chan with Falter, Has the Human Game Begun to Play Itself Out? Published by Black Ink. Present Tense, Anna Schwartz Gallery and 35 Years of Contemporary Australian Art, published by Black Ink. Salt, Selected Stories and Essays, published by Black Ink. And Word Slut, A Feminist Guide to Taking Back the English Language, published by Nero, an imprint of Black Ink. And Vanessa Maskey with All Day Cocktails, published by Hardy Grant Books. Explore Australia 2020, published by Hardy Grant Travel. Go Your Own Way, published by Hardy Grant Travel. And Only in Tokyo, published by Hardy Grant Books. And the winner for the Emerging Designer of the Year category is Akiko Chan.
Oh, I didn't know that you were going to tell me today. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I think first of all, just the team at Black Ink, they've been so supportive of me and in giving me a chance to kind of try this out and sort of entrusting me with a lot of their titles as well has been such a great experience. So I think the first big thank you has to go to them. Probably one of the biggest books for me was Present Tense. And it was just a really nice organic process where the content kind of revealed itself as a format, and it was sort of an open brief. So I think that was a really big learning for me, but also it was a really rewarding process. We do a lot of trade publications, so I've really developed a love for typesetting and long form as well, which was a really lovely surprise. And I've also had the opportunity to do some illustrated books. So the balance of both of that, I think, really suits me because I kind of miss one when I'm not doing one or the other. Well, I come from a more conventional graphic design background, so I spent a lot of time in branding, and I found myself always trying to skew projects towards print and publication, and I think that was always my passion. And so I always thought that I wanted to do more of that and potentially books, but I never had the opportunity to. And so it's been really lovely to find that I do really enjoy it.
Next up are the Designer's Choice Awards. These coveted awards are traditionally voted for during the awards event by our ABDA professional members. However, with our awards ceremony being online this year, so too was the voting. And this has given us the opportunity to present and celebrate the awards this evening during the broadcast, as well as publishing the Designer's Choice winners alongside their peers in the catalogue.
Hello everyone and happy Australian Book Design Awards 2020. My name is Richard Salark and I'm here representing the Opus Group as one of your proud sponsors. 2020 has been a bit of a roller coaster ride for all of us, and as a local manufacturer with 3 manufacturing sites in Australia employing almost 300 locals, I'd like to ask you and the design community to think local and support local manufacturing wherever possible for your projects. Each of you would have received a copy of this year's award catalogue, which has been proudly manufactured by our Sydney business, Lagar Book Printers. For those of you who know me, you'll know that Lagar has been an integral part of my industry identity. Founded in 1979, Lagar has been servicing book publishers big and small for more than 40 years. And I'm proud to say we're the only book printer in Australia that can produce a section-sewn hardcover book in-house in as little as 2 weeks. From short-run digital printing and binding in mono and colour to full offset colour and mono printing, with soft and hard covers, we believe we have all of your book printing requirements covered under one roof. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce the Opus Designer's Choice Award as voted by you for Children's or Young Adult Cover of the Year. And the winner is...
How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Glasgow. Designed by Alison Colboys and published by HarperCollins Publishers Australia. What? Oh my god! Whoa! Oh, you don't have to put that in the video. It's like, oh my god! Oh wow! Oh, thank you. That is amazing. And yes, also completely unexpected. Oh, that's really great. And yeah, I'm really happy for HarperCollins as well because yeah, it was their brief, and so yeah, and I really loved working on this book. It was beautiful. Loved reading it, and it was a real pleasure. So that's amazing.
Hi everyone, Phil Campbell here from the Australian Book Designers Association. Welcome to the ABDAs for 2020. I hope everyone's having a good time on this slightly unusual but still very special night for our ABDAs this year. It's my great pleasure to announce the category for the Designer's Choice Award for Children or Young Adult Book of the Year as voted by you. And the winner is...
There's a skeleton inside you, designed by Julian Frost and published by Allen and Unwin.
Oh, wow. Oh, gee whiz. Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much. I mean, oh gosh, I don't really know what to say. I mean, obviously, my entire work is set up to allow me to sit in a room by myself with no people. So, yeah, asking me to interact and emote isn't, that's not me. But, wow. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, yeah, what an honor. I feel like a little bit of an interloper in the field, but to have you guys, look at it and see something in it is really so encouraging.
Hello, ABDA. We hope you're loving the awards so far. Hi, I'm Sarah Diop.
Hi, I am Paolo Padeja, and we're from Booktopia, and we're thrilled to present the Booktopia Designer's Choice Cover of the Year.
Every year we see so many incredible designs and designers represented in book covers, and Booktopia is very proud to sponsor this award, the one time we get to judge a book by its cover.
As designers ourselves, we're always amazed at the high standard of work that we see. It's easy to be passionate about books when they look so good.
So today, we're happy to announce the winner of Booktopia's Designer's Choice Cover of the Year. And
the
award
goes
to
Death of a Typographer, designed by Stephen Banham, and The Glad Shout, designed by Jenny Gree.
Right. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, there you go. That's a nice little surprise, isn't it? Wow, very good. So that's fantastic. So that's really taking advantage of this whole online thing too, isn't it? The whole voting thing. That's really good. Wow, excellent. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy. Yeah, I'm just so happy with that cover. Full stop. It just as soon as we contextualized it within a bookshelf or even within an online environment, it just pounces out. It really does, and that's it sort of has an extraordinary strength, given that it's comprised of black, red, and a punctuation mark. You know, that's it. Yes, that's right. Well, the great thing about this cover was that my interest in it was a lot more than just being a designer, because the text itself is written by a very good friend of mine, Nick Gadd, who had been, unbeknownst to me, taking notes every time we had dinner together over more than 5 or 6 years. He took notes, and every time I talked about typography, he would be recording these notes little by little. I had no idea. And then one day he sat down with me over dinner and said, by the way, I've written a book and it's all about you and typography. And I couldn't believe it. And then of course he called it, and it's called Death of a Typographer. And I thought, oh my God, I hope that's not some sort of a weird prophecy. But so this particular book is really quite an odd experience for me, because it's both a design exercise, but it's also weirdly autobiographical, even though I didn't write it myself.
Are you serious? Really? Okay. This is a nice way to know. Really? That's tremendous. I was not expecting that. There were several of this character, this woman cut. I made many tests of it, but what worked, and design process is usually fairly exploratory and aimless until you kind of actually gain traction with some kind of idea. And the traction that appeared when I was just manipulating this form was simply just turning her head around. And it's almost like this form, which in flat shape is something like that. That's not the actual one, but it looks kind of, ordinary as a flat shape. It's just a piece of tissue paper from the stationers. But this actual woman sort of came to life just when I actually arched her neck, and I was like, oh, I like that. So that's when I kind of knew. And so then, I kind of, obviously this is a negative version. I did actually cut some black ones. We went through all sorts of different processes, all sorts of different materials, well, different kinds of paper. And this is the one that sort of came to life. Well, I don't know if you can see, but when you work with tangible materials, they cast shadows. So it actually, the way her head has been arched down and the shadow cast, it sort of gives her a sense of physicality and presence, which is, it's fun working and actually drawing. I suppose asking paper to act or perform, to actually bring something that's so completely inert to life. So yeah, it was a fun process. Oh, Cosima McGrath at the publishers. So she was delightful to work with. Very I think she really liked the cover. So it was just a really easy process. And it was a while ago now. It's usually, a year or so on. But yeah, I'd like to thank Cosima. Thank you, Cosima.
Hi, lovely designers. I'm Fiona Hazard, Publishing Director at Hachette Australia. We're delighted to continue our sponsorship of the Book Design Awards and are thrilled to support this award, which celebrates the book that you, the designers, have judged to be the standout of the year. Tonight, I'm thrilled to announce that the winner of the Hachette Australia Designer's Choice Book of the Year is
The Whole Fish Cookbook by Josh Nyland, designed by Daniel New and published by Hardy Grant Books.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's really lovely. Yeah, that's a very pleasing thing to win. Yay! Yeah, thank you. Thank you, designers. out there. And that was a really pleasing one to work on too. Probably, I had a great run actually last year. So I can't say that was they were all great to work on, but this was particularly good because it was such an inclusive process. Jane Wilson is a great publisher to work with, and just everyone, Simon, the editor, Rob Palmer, the photographer, and of course Josh, which we took our lead from. He's such an innovator, and our job was really just to get down what he does in a way that sort of lives up to what he does. So it was really good. The stylist Steve Pearce and Jess as well. It was a really great team, really fun project. So thank you.
Congratulations to all our winners and shortlisted entrants. What an achievement.
We're very proud of you all.
It's very true. And special thank you to all of our sponsors and event partners who made this broadcast possible, including Taliqua Press for lending us their venue. And a big thank you to all for tuning in with us this evening and joining us for the broadcast.
This concludes tonight's socially distanced proceedings, but never fear, the party doesn't end here. Keep sharing tonight with us on your social media. We are also thrilled to present our ABDA official tote bag and catalogue, including all our wonderful judges' notes, winners and nominees. Head to abda.com.au for more details. Happy ABDAs, everyone!